Welcome everyone to this ROV Insight. And today we are going to explore how to deal with difficult or challenging emotions through awareness. So let's begin just talking a little bit about that process. So if you're in the grips of a really challenging emotion like anger or deep sadness or frustration, it can really consume the whole field of your consciousness. It can seem like that's all there is at that moment. And it can feel very solid and substantial. And so, as we start to work with difficult emotions in awareness, the first thing that happens is we step back from the emotion and we observe it. We get some observational distance from the emotion. And that in itself starts to create some space in the field of awareness. So rather than the emotion consuming the whole field of awareness, there's some space of observation. And that starts to very subtly loosen the grip of the emotion on our consciousness. And then as we continue to observe the emotion within ourselves, we start to notice that it's not so fixed and substantial, but it's really more like a wave in consciousness. It arises and changes and shifts and modulates. So it's not this really big and substantial thing, but it has a more of a fluid quality. And as we continue to work with the emotion within awareness, it starts to lose the emotional charge and the grip on our consciousness. It starts to feel a lot less compelling, and the space within which we are aware starts to be more pervasive, and we start to feel a sense of freedom with that emotional energy and from that emotional energy, and we rest in this wider space of awareness. So we're going to begin a little practice today with a challenging emotion. Stephen is going to guide us into working with a specific emotion that you'd like to choose to work with today. So Stephen, I'll pass it over to you and you can guide us into practice.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. Well, it's the exploration of difficult emotions is really truly a valuable practice indeed, because most of us are buffeted by those waves of emotions at all times of our day. They can arise from really simple things such as our relationships with a partner or children or friends, especially in the workplace and so on. So all I want you to do to begin with is become aware that, just as Kevin has pointed out, that we can experience awareness right here and now. So I'm going to get you to do that first. You might want to close your eyes, but you can do this as an open-eyed practice as well. And just experience awareness right now as if you are a body resting, floating, immersed in this ocean of awareness that's silent and still and spacious. And just let go and rest for a moment in this effortless awareness. So all you need to do is bring your awareness to what's present. And you might notice, as if you close your eyes or if your eyes are open, that some thoughts and feelings come up in your awareness. And you don't need to block anything at this point. Just simply leave your senses wide open and be completely natural about it. Allow whatever is happening in your thoughts. And you might notice, as Kevin said, that you're aware of your thoughts. You're creating space for them as you rest in this natural, effortless awareness. So there is awareness itself is an ungraspable knowingness. And it's always present. And you're simply resting in that. You're not focusing on the thoughts or feelings as they arise as objects. You're just literally allowing them to come into this present moment, and you're fully present with whatever's here. Now, let's take an emotion that you might be dealing with, a difficult emotion. So this could be something that's happened in the past. So it could be maybe an argument that you've had with somebody at work or with your partner, or it could be a future anxiety that you've got. So just to begin with, let it come up. And just as Kevin's been describing, just simply be aware of it. Look at the nature of this feeling or emotion and look at how it is. For example, you might find it has a feeling or a grab to it, or if you're aware, really aware of that feeling as it arises, you might find it doesn't have any particular color or shape. You can't grab it at all. So there might be this emotion that's arising like a wave in the ocean, just as Kevin had said. This wave, it's very much like you're the ocean of awareness, and that emotion rises as a wave. And the nature of mind goes along with this emotion, and underlying it all is this awareness, which is always present. So the awareness, you can't really grasp awareness. It's simply open, vast, all embracing, and yet the emotion comes, right? Or the thoughts associated with it. So now allow you to drop that. You notice that the feelings come, they abide for a while, and then they dissolve. So now try to create an opposite emotion like happiness. So develop happiness. This you'll notice as you develop a happy thought. So go to something that you really enjoy doing, just something simple. And you'll notice that there is a feeling, again, a bit like the frustrating feeling. This is also vivid and strong. Might even be stronger than the angry or frustrating feeling. And look again at the nature of this happy feeling. Is there a form? Is there a color? Is it something you can pinpoint? Or is there just awareness of that happy emotion that you can't really pinpoint? So now let that go. Let go of that. And this time, see if you can develop simultaneously both the frustration that you've had, or the anxiety, or even an angry thought, and at the same time bring up the happy thought. So bring up this pair of opposite emotions like fear and happiness, or sadness and joy, and get them to look at each other, almost as if you're having both a positive feeling and a negative feeling arise in the same space. Notice that they both arise in the space of awareness, that you can allow them both to be present. There's a settling. It's almost as if this open, free, and unobstructed vastness of awareness can embrace the feelings. The movement of the mind is feelings that are like waves in the ocean of awareness, that are also expressions of pure awareness. So simply notice how both the challenging emotion and the positive emotion can arise, abide, and dissolve back into the ocean of timeless awareness, and that you are not those emotions. You are not the thoughts related to those emotions. Notice how there is a knowing awareness that is aware of the feelings as they arise, abide, and dissolve. You are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. And with that, Kevin's going to guide you into a deeper sense, felt sense of this awareness that is aware of the feelings as they arise in this pure, boundless field of awareness.
Thank you, Stephen. So now you have these two feelings that have been present, this challenging feeling, this anger, frustration, emotion, and also what you would call a positive feeling. First, notice if one is on one side of the body and the other is on the other side of the body. See if you can locate them. In the field of awareness. And now ask yourself, who or what is doing this locating? Who or what is aware of where these feelings are? Who is this knowingness that Stephen described? This knowingness is the field of awareness itself. This vast, open space within which thoughts and emotions arise and dissolve. So just become aware of this vast open space within which different thoughts, different emotions are noticed. Now let go of any thoughts, just set them aside. Set aside any emotions. Simply rest as this space within which those thoughts and emotions arose. Explore this space. Is there any boundary or limit to this space of awareness? It has no limit. There's no separations within this space. It's boundless, indivisible, open and clear. Was there ever a time in which this space was not? Or has it always been here? Or simply attending to it, aware of it? It was in the background as the background from which and within which the experience of emotion arose. And now that background is the foreground. It occupies the entire space. So now simply rest as this open, clear space. Let go into this space. Now very slowly begin to open your eyes, staying aware within and as this space. So your inner experience of this space of awareness and your outer experience are one. There is no difference. There's simply an open, clear space of awareness. As you become familiar with this space and bring this background into the foreground again and again, recognize it and realize it again and again. It starts to become the habitual space you live from. You begin to live from and as awareness itself. And any emotion, any thought that arises within and from this space and dissolves into this space. So thank you, Stephen, and thank you all for joining us in this practice.
Thank you truly, Kevin, and thank you, everybody.